Hello friends, so I promised some of my followers that I will be showing how I fitted the RC4 wheel drive Gelande 2 D90 and 1/18 scale hardbody to the Axial SCX24 chassis. So as you may know, this body has a more or less the same wheelbase as the normal or the regular Axial SCX24, like the Jeep or like the Chevy C10. So I'm gonna show you how I did my magnet mounts. Some people are asking how they did. I have seen some guys that sent me their solution, which was like to bolt here behind the hinge tilting system, so you can like tilt the body like with the Axial. This is of course way more practical, and I would like to experiment that too, but today we're going to show just the easiest way in which I fitted the magnet mounts, as you can see here. So for the front, it's easier to start with the tab that is used for the body post or for the body fitting of the, in this case, this came from a Bronco. It's more or less the same that the one that you can find in the Gladiator. So it used to come with a Velcro. Here I removed the Velcro. I did a couple of holes here. Well, in this case I put another set of holes in case I want to flip it, but it's just a matter of, as you can see, making a couple of holes and put a small bolt with a nut and another set of magnets up here. So how did I glue the magnets? It's very easy. So I used, as many other people that I saw in other channels, these two components, clear epoxy. This has these two components that you have to mix, and then you have to apply them and let it dry. Ready in 5 minutes. I prefer to keep it drying at least a couple of hours, and after that I will leave it another 1 or 2 days of drying to be completely sure that this will never come off. So how do this is a bit tricky to do it, so I will be showing a reproduction more or less of how I do that to show you, and I will also show you how I do it with other examples like my Mercedes G-Wagon body that I'm preparing. So it has another set of magnets here, also with the two component epoxy. So quickly, what I used to do is I have this cheap set of very small but strong magnets. Those are sufficient for a small rig like 1/24 scale or 1/18 scale like this. And the first thing is to have the ones on the chassis already fitted. Okay, with that, this is important because now you have to determine in which way the polarity goes. Remember that if you glue the magnets the other way, they will never be getting together. So you have to put it in the right position. So considering that, now what I used to do is as easy as getting a bit of tape. I put it here. Why? Because now I want to put the magnet here. They are together, but they are separated by the tape. And now what I can do is to apply the epoxy from it. Make sure that it goes, if you have like a hole in the magnet like this, which is very convenient to put the screw or to put the glue also inside, make sure it goes through the hole as well, so it makes kind of a junction or like a mushroom shape inside, so it also helps to grip the magnet from there. And then put a body on that, and with that you can just go and put the body on it and calculate where is the position that you want to put the body. Remember that you don't want the wheels to be very forward or very backwards because it will be rubbing, so you want to settle it like right in the middle, And also it's very important while the epoxy is still wet that you have to keep it centered. So you don't want the body to be sitting way to the right or to the left. So you want it centered. And when I have it centered, now I only need to put it upside down because I want the epoxy glue to go down with the body and not to fall down. So remember to keep it centered, remember to keep it fixed so it doesn't move. Don't let it be like that because that will be created a motion frontwards. So you want to keep it like that, I don't know, with any kind of help that you may need, with any towels or tissues or whatever to hold it there. And after that you will have a solid junction. So, and now it comes the difficult part. So how do I make the rear part? For this I'm going to use my other, because this is a bit weird, the system that I use in this case is a bit more complex, but it's based on the same system, which is this. So what I do for the rear is I use a piece of styrene. Styrene is a very user-friendly plastic used on scale models and in model builders and makers, and it's your best friend, let's say. This is a piece of styrene. The good news is that now it's also made in black. It used to be always white. You can just cut it very easily with scissors. For this type of jobs, I use a 2mm thickness styrene sheet. This is a 1mm. I use it just for an example because I didn't have any available pieces in 2mm, but it's kind of the same thing. So you can, as you can see, it's very solid. It's a bit flexible, but you can cut it with scissors and you can apply some heat. Of course, with a heat gun, it's way better, but as you can see, you can heat it like paper. You can use some other tools to make bend more precise. Of course, this is terrible because I'm doing it in my kitchen on the fly with my phone, and after getting cold in just a matter of seconds, it gets very solid too. So this is how you can build something like that. Of course, you have to measure the length of it by measuring what is the distance between the chassis and the top of the rig. So with that, in a lot of try and error, you can get a piece like this, that is with a kind of a very long semi-square piece or cheese shape. Then I refine it a bit and I put kind of a middle step like here because I wanted to hold a couple of electronics and stuff over here instead of moving upwards. But it's essentially that. How do I fit this piece to the chassis? It's very easy. As you can see, you can use whatever bolt or screw holes in the chassis, just measure and use a bolt and a nut. I went a bit more sophisticated than that again by using some sort of, let's see if I can, yes, some sort of threads or thread balls inserts to put in here. So it's basically a super small thread channel with a start pattern. So you get it really hot with a lighter or with fire, and then you get it inserted by melting the ceramic. And then you get a screwing point exactly in the place where you want it to be. Like, for example, I did here, there, and here too. So I have also different mounting positions. But that will be another chapter. That's it.